Hey guys, Scrublord here, and welcome to Dark Souls 3 Easy Mode. In this series, we are going to explore Easy Mode in a game that, as you probably know, has no Easy Mode. So we'll start out giving our character an appropriate name. The Scrublord. And I'm going to start out as the Knight. It has the best starting equipment. It has a 100% lock shield, a fairly nice sword, and nice armor. For burial gift, I am going to choose the fire gem. That will prove very useful to us early on. And we'll get started. Okay, so in the first area of the tutorial, there are really only two enemies of consequence, a large crystal lizard and the boss. What you're going to want to do, if you are new to the Dark Souls series, is pay a lot of attention to the orange markers on the ground, which are instructions on how to use your character's movements, and basically just to learn how to play the game. There are the orange markers. Go ahead and make sure you're reading all of these. But this one in particular seems to mess people up. It is the right thumbstick target lock release. And what that means is when you press it, you kind of follow your enemy around like this. If you're not pressing it, you're just kind of running around free. So, when you're not following your enemy, it's hard to fight him. When you're following it, it's pretty easy to fight it. So make sure you're using your thumbstick in order to target your enemies. Okay, so after you've cleared out this first area here, you'll find a small path off to the left, or to the right, I'm sorry. I guess that depends on which way you're facing. And in this, you will find an optional enemy, a crystal lizard. These will come at various points in the game. They tend to get a little bit harder. I think this first one's kind of weak for us. You want to try to hit him in the head. That's where he's weak. And you want to try to not get hit too much. There we go. Oh, kind of reposted him there back in a corner so you couldn't see what was going on. There we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That was my bad. He broke my lock on him. I got another riposte on him. Got one more hit on him. There it goes. We got a Titanite scale, and that is used to level up boss weapons in the game. We'll move on from here. And this is our first interesting vista of the game. There will be a lot of them. It's a beautiful game. And up at the top of this hill, we're going to get a look at the Firelink Shrine. That's where we're headed to. That's going to be kind of the main hub of the game. It's where we'll go to level up our character and level up our weapons and buy certain items. And over here, you'll find your first bonfire. When you click on a bonfire, you more or less create a save point, somewhere for you to come and teleport back to. And when you rest at it, you will refill your Estus and your health. And you will also revive any enemies that you've killed except for bosses and mini-bosses. So that crystal lizard that we just killed will not be revived. So from this point, you're going to wander around here and go ahead and kill all the enemies. There's really only one thing in here that I need to show you. Okay, so after you've killed all the enemies in the area, which I have, from the bonfire, you're going to want to go straight down here. You're going to see it gives you a little jumping tutorial. And you can change the way you jump. I find it more comfortable to click my circle button while I dash, but there's a drop on top of that coffin there, and we want to get that. Perfect. Titanite shard, those are going to come in real handy. Okay, we're off to the boss. Now when you're fighting this boss, you want to try to dodge him as much as possible. Don't use your shield too much. The problem with using your shield is that every time you get hit with your shield, you lose stamina. And when you're fighting a very powerful enemy, you're going to lose a lot of stamina. And if you lose your stamina, not only can you not block, you can't even attack. And if you completely drain your stamina, some damage will come off your health, even if you're using a 100% block shield. So when you're fighting something big, especially a boss, you're going to want to try to dodge around it as much as possible rather than block it. And you're going to want to try to get behind it. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. When we first wake him up, we ought to be able to do a little damage here. Lock on. Oh! There we go. Get behind the boss. Whoa. Oh, I gotta use that. That's it for done here. So we did get hit a couple times and we had to use an SS, but overall that went pretty well. And as you see, it just said Ember restored, and if you see, we got kind of a glowy red to us, and our health is higher, and we do a little bit of extra fire damage while we're embered. Generally you get embered by killing bosses or by using an item called an ember. So let's go ahead and light up this bonfire. We'll go ahead and rest to give ourselves an extra Estus flask. And let's move on to the next area. Okay, so you're going to want to run around this area and pick up all the drops in here, and I will meet you up in that building after you pick everything up. Okay, well now that you've killed all the enemies, probably except for the Sword Master, and picked up all of the drops, it's very important to get all your drops early game. They're all handy. We're going to go into the Firelink Shrine, and we're going to use that funky looking sword we got from the boss to put a bonfire in here. Where's my spot? There it is. Whoop, come on. Whoop. Are you kidding me? There we go. And this is going to be our main bonfire of the game, a hub, so to speak. And this woman right here is the Firekeeper. I'm going to talk to her here.
I tell the Lord to this end.
And she is the person that will level you up. Now, if you're new to the Souls series, you're just starting out and you've never played a Souls game before, you are going to want to pump your vigor. That is your hit points, and it is very important to have high hit points if you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you're doing. And that's really all we're going to worry about, except I want 2 points of dexterity to use the weapon we're going to get, and then I'm just going to put all the rest into vigor.
Farewell, Ashen.
I was able to take another level by breaking some of the souls that we've been picking up. So now I have 17, and we're going to go meet the blacksmith here. And what the blacksmith can do for you is he can reinforce your Estus flasks when you find shards around the world, and he can also allot them. And since we're just going to be playing with a melee character, we're just going to make them, we're going to make them all health. The blue ones,
be careful,
essentially are more like a magic potion. They raise your blue bar. And now we are going to go get a weapon and have Andre upgrade it for us. So there's a guy right down this path and up on top of that hill. He has a great sword for us. He's a pretty tough cookie. I can make him roll off the edge. That would be nice. Oh, there he goes again. Oh, I thought I had him. Get up here. We almost got him. There we go. So that is the Sword Master, and he is going to drop us the Uchigatana. So let's go see Andre. Okay, so we're back at Andre the Blacksmith, and we're going to have him upgrade or infuse our Uchigatana with fire. Oh, I thought I could use that. I need 16 dexterity. Well, we're going to do it anyway. Now, if you notice, when you infuse a weapon, it changes the physical damage from just physical to now physical and fire, and different infusions are going to have different impacts on your weapon. But since we're going to be focusing mostly on our vigor and vitality and endurance throughout this run, we aren't too worried about the scaling. As in, if a weapon scales with dexterity, by taking points in dexterity, you're going to do more damage. But when you infuse the weapon with fire, all of our attribute bonuses are gone. It doesn't scale with anything. And that's just fine, because we're never going to have very high dexterity or strength. So we're just going to go with that. I guess I need a couple levels of dexterity, though, to use the weapon. I was thinking it was 14. I'm not sure why.
I don't want to see this.
At any rate, that is it for the first episode. That woman right there will sell you things, but we don't really have anything that we need at the moment. So thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. In the next episode, we will go through the High Wall of Lothric and kill the second or maybe first real boss of the game, Vortin.